the US withdrawal from the WHO seems to be based on this misconception that the WHO is in charge of what countries do and it somehow mishandled the COVID pandemic. Of course, the WHO makes recommendations, but countries don't actually have to follow it. They're not under any obligation to do what it says. During the pandemic, a lot of countries, including the US, just went and did their own things and completely ignored the WHO advice. At the end of the day, the blame for what happened lies with the governments who were in charge at the time. And of course, we all know who was in charge in the US at the time.
Yeah, about the budgets for it. When I was researching this for my book, How to Spend $1 Trillion, I was shocked, actually, by how small the WHO's budget is.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I didn't actually know it before doing this story.
Well, you mean you didn't read my book? Chapter 1.
I have to.
No, chapter 2.
So the total budget of the WHO is around $7 billion. Around a fifth of that comes from the US government. Now, the first thing to say about the money that comes from the US, that's almost entirely voluntary. So the WHO budget, the entire budget, comes to less than $1 for every single person in the world. And compare that to, say, the US, which spends around $13,000 for every single individual.